Hey there YouTube! Well, today I want to show you all this 95 Mercedes-Benz E320 with 69,000 miles. This generation is known as the W124. It ran from 85 to 96, so I mean it's had a pretty long run. This is a beautiful example. It's an immaculate shape. Such low mileage too. It has the 3.2 liter inline 6-cylinder engine. There's also wagon and coupe forms available too, but those are much more rare. Traditional Mercedes styling, looks like a baby S-Class. And you can also see some resemblance too of the first generation C-Class, a W202 generation. Just a little bit longer and smaller taillights. Let's take a look inside the trunk. Yeah, massive trunk, and look at the axles here too. The backrest doesn't fold down, so you just have to make do with this trunk, but it's large enough. You should have a spare tire in here. Yep, full-size spare. The jack's stored neatly to the side, the tools in the center. Yep. Only thing is you have some hinges here to deal with. It doesn't have struts to the side. You can see the rest of the interior in pretty good shape, just except for that armrest over there, which is quite worn. And the seats are in need of conditioning. Little tiny hole right there too. And a look in the door panel. Materials are pretty good. The real wood trim here. Crappy cup holder. Mercedes again could never make a decent cup holder. Look at this, it's just so creaky. Though they made this extension. It's the flimsiest thing ever. And you can see how the previous owner glued it with this stuff over here. Those things always had problems. Anyways, this is where you work the seat. You can see how it tilts away along with the armrest right there. Backrest, and for the headrest of course, but it doesn't seem to be working. There's again the mileage, 69,000 miles. Check engine light is on. I did start up this car a little bit earlier and I felt a misfire, so it may have a issue with the spark plugs or wire set. Anyways, just give you all a look at this interior. For the most part, it's in pretty good condition. Yeah, I've always had some heart with W124s. We've even owned some. Aside from the coupes, wagons, there's also a convertible version, but that is extremely rare. And let's not forget, diesel versions were also available. And it's a pretty comfortable car for the most part. It doesn't feel cramped at all. Comparing it to my old C230, it doesn't feel much roomier. It's, in terms of the dimensions within the interior, it feels identical. As always, the seats with Mercedes, especially the older classics like this, the bottom section is always flat and quite hard, not really that supportive. The backrest, they always did a pretty good job with that though. You can see how it's just bolstered nicely on the sides, hugs your back. There's no lumbar support adjustments or anything like that, begging for a little bit more here. I think my C230 did a better job in offering more thigh support. I do have to have the seat rolled back a little bit further than I would have wished. Also, another thing that I noticed that I didn't have to do in my old C230. Interior quality wasn't too bad. It was a hit or miss in a few areas, but for the most part it was good. The dashboard is like a hard vinyl, but again it's cushiony, soft to the touch. The airbag, there's no glove box there. I think in the earlier years this was a glove box at one point until Mercedes had to add an airbag in there instead. The dome light for the back seat, hazards, air recirculation, tumble the back headrest, but they're down already. The rear defogger, automatic climate control, the radio only cassettes. Should have an ashtray, and it was a smoker, unfortunately. Push this button over here and the ashtray will pop out, so you can easily clean it out if you need to. This car utilizes a 4-speed automatic. Believe it or not, it uses the same automatic transmission that they introduced in 79 or 81. Auto down function for both front windows, power mirrors, window lock. Here in the armrest, oh, I don't want to touch this. It is cushiony. Let me see the back section. Let me touch that. A little bit of storage on the inside, I guess, to make up for the glove boxless dashboard over there. Bring it up. Cover over here. It's lockable. Push the button. More storage. And this is real wood, by the way. Same here too. Steering wheel is nicely thick all the way around. It's leather wrapped. You have the wiper. This car utilizes the monoblade wiper, as you can see right there. The cruise control. And believe it or not, this steering wheel doesn't tilt nor telescope. Well, these years they would have just telescoped, but it doesn't even do that either. Headlamps, pull for fogs. Dislodge the e-brake. The headliner, it's sagging somewhat. You can see right there. It's like a vinyl finish. The oh shit handles, sun visors with their mirror and vanity lights. Oh, driver's side here. I said sun visors the first time. There you go. And a little tiny little sun visor right there to block the sun in the middle, like so. Map lights, you can see, like so. And this is to open the sunroof. It's squeaky. But even though this is not a glass sunroof, at least the bright side to it is that it'll prevent heat from coming in. I'll show you the back seat is not too spacious. Materials do carry over to the back seat when it comes to the door panel. Denticles up front, a little ashtray, and we should have a armrest right there. That's about it. It's just a cushiony armrest, no hidden compartments or anything like that. As usual, Mercedes always has a first aid kit up here. Materials inside are petrified by the age. You can see the dome light and the headliner sagging away. I have the seat adjusted to where I prefer, and yeah, I cannot sit comfortably here. I think my C230 will do a much better job. I've driven passengers comfortably behind me, and it wasn't this cramped. And their 3.2 liter inline 6-cylinder engine. Quite similar to the 2.3 liter 4-cylinder that I have, just with 2 extra cylinders attached to it. Leave the driver door closed because there's a diesel idling. And remember, this car has a little bit of a misfire. So I'm just going to tap the pedal lightly. There's a 4K rev limit. Windows closed. There's not much to hear. Yeah, there's one cylinder that doesn't always fire as it should. You can definitely feel it. The engine sounds fantastic though. And I just want to bring you all this E320. I believe it's the first one I've ever done. And before I conclude, a new generation of the E-Class was introduced in '97, though it wasn't that popular. It's a more bulbous design. People had much more heart for this generation E-Class. Anyways, YouTube, thanks for watching, and as usual, I hope you guys enjoyed this tour.